Okay, today's lesson is on half-lives. There's a lot of radioactive elements that go by what is called first-order decay, and a half-life is a regular pattern. It's the time it takes for half of it to disappear. So to do calculations on this, I have a couple triangles that help us out. The triangle on the left is determine the relationship with the half-life. T stands for the amount of time that has gone by. H is equal to the half-life, the time it takes for half of a radioactive element to disappear. And N is the number of half-lives that has occurred based on the amount of time T. The triangle on the right is dealing with the sample size. S is the original sample before the time begins. L is the amount left over after the time has occurred. And to the nth is how the value gets calculated. N is the same N that's calculated over here. Let's get started with an example. The half-life of radon 222 is 3.8 days. Okay, so let's pause. That's telling me H. So I'm going to label that as H right here so I can keep good track of it. How much of a 100 gram sample, okay, now that's my S, that's the original sample that we have, is left after 15.2 days. Well, this is my T, an amount of time that has gone by. So now I've labeled my variables. I'm going to start with this triangle over here so that I can calculate N. N is the connection between the two triangles. I need N over here. Okay, so let me see how this triangle works. To figure out how the triangle works, you cover over the variable that you need to solve, in this case N, and then just do what the triangle tells you to do. If I cover over N, it says T is over H. That means take time divided by H, and that will give me my N. Now, just for practice sake, what if I wanted to know time? Well, then I would cover over T, and these two are next to each other. Therefore, it would be H times N. Okay, now that you know how the triangle works, let's try it. So again, I need to find N. So here's my N. I need to take T over H. Okay, well, my T is 15.2, and my H is 3.8. So this is what N should equal. When I do that calculation, N is equal to 4. Okay, we're going to need 2 to the nth in order to figure out this S and L relationship. Okay, so I'm going to take 2, I'm going to raise it to the power of 4. That means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And we know that that equals 16. Okay, now S is given. I need to find L. So I cover over L. It tells me that S is over to the nth. So that means divide those two. So my L is going to equal 100 divided by 16. And that's going to equal 6.25. But then I go back and figure out, so what's my unit here? Oh, that's grams. So I see the letter G there. So I'm going to write grams there. So again, remember, L is what's left, okay, after this much time goes by. And that's how you use the triangle. Let's try another example just to see if we got it. The half-life of cobalt-60 is 5.26 years. Okay, so I'm going to put an H there because that's what my half-life symbol is. If 50 grams are left, okay, now hold on, that's an L this time. That's not my original sample. So I'm going to write L there for that. After 15.8 years, okay, well, again, that's my time. That's how long something's been going on, so I'm going to put T there. How many grams are in the original sample? Okay, so I'm not going to be tricked this time. I notice I have my L, and I need to find S this time, the original sample. Well, once again, N connects the two triangles together because I need to find N there to place it into the 2 to the nth there. So I cover over N again. It tells me take time divided by half-life. Okay, so my N this time is going to equal 15.8 divided by 5.26. So N this time is equal to 3. So then I'm going to use my connection 2 to the nth. So I'm going to say 2 to the third Now I know that's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Okay. So now I need to go over to my other triangle. So this allows me to go from the triangle here to the triangle over here. Now let's see, what am I solving for again? Oh, the original sample S. So I go up here, I cover over S. It tells me take L times 2 to the nth. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I need to find S. L is 50, my original, my final grams, that is, multiplied by 8. And that's going to equal 400. And again, I'm looking at grams as my unit, so I put a G there. So that's my original sample this time. So I think it's important that you know just to read questions and identify the variables in each, and then use the triangle in terms of what needs to be solved. I hope this helps. Please try the worksheet and see if it goes okay.